Hello, welcome back to Lil D TV. I'm Ethan Bouchard, your host for the day, and welcome to all the spooktacular stuff happening in our great city of Denton. Here later on, I'm going to treat you with a short film that I made, and I think we're going to what's happening? Oh no, not again. Oh no.
My name's Zachary Hidalgo. I'm a Ghostbuster, and we hunt ghosts. Well, the day-to-day of a Ghostbuster is getting ready in the morning, getting here bright and early, and then we investigate. When we get calls, we go investigate them. We scan for EMF, we look for any ectoplasm, all that stuff. Then we come back to HQ, figure out what kind of ghost it is, and then once we have that information down, we know how to bust them. So then we go back, look for the ghost, and capture them. Well, Ghostbusting pays the bills, so we do that mostly. But meet and greets is a good way to meet the community and have a nice day. Interact with people. There was a job I might have messed up on last time, and they might have made me do the meet and greets as punishment. You know. They built it, perfected it. We just mod it, add on to it a little bit, add our own flair.
Attention all Ghostbusters in the Denton area. We have a possible ADP over on Austin Street.
An ADP? Are you sure?
Please confirm.
Is there anybody else in the area?
You're the only one that's available, so...
Okay, I'll do it. I'm on my way. More lightweight. There's that one over there, but that one's Chris's pack. Nice. I don't know. And it's like, which pedal do I want to bring? There's an ADP, attempted demonic possession. It's like an average Tuesday for us Ghostbusters. But normally it doesn't happen too often. It's normally like ghost possessions and stuff. That way. Yeah, detected. That way.
Fucking Ghostbusters.
Haha, Ghostbusters!
Well. What do we got here?
Nothing's going on, sir, officer.
This looks like attempted demonic possession to me.
No, not at all. Not at all. What's good? My good friend here just owes me some money, and I'm just trying to remind him to pay me back.
Like money?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that story right there.
Oh, what do you mean you don't know about it? Sometimes I just gotta remind your friends to pay you back what they owe you,
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to report this one.
No, officer, no. You don't have to do that. I know the law. You can't do anything unless the possession's at 95%. This one, as you can tell, only at 80.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I'm not a cop.
Ah, shit!
Quitting time. Time to go home. Sounds good to me.
A good one from Al Investigator. Anyways, welcome to Lil D TV, and it's October. Denton is the Halloween capital of Texas, and this is Lil D TV. This month, we're talking all things spooky, hosted by your friendly neighborhood demon, Al Investigator. Let's show you around Denton.
No, I actually just had a baby doll here that I made her to look like me. She was all pink and she had like blacked out eyes and a cowboy hat with a steer skull on it. It was so cute.
Hello, I'm here with Jessica from Stones and Bones, one of the amazing spooky artists here in Denton. While we in Denton love having our craft markets year round, we really pop off in October thanks to the amazing Gothic artists such as Jessica. And our first segment, we're actually going to highlight some of the artists that make Halloween in Denton extra special. So sit back and enjoy.
It's just so much faster. I can just I can load up my designs and then just basically trace over them. I mean, like I said, I love it. I mean, it was an investment, but it's made it go so much faster. So today I am doing a Denton, just a bunch of ghosts and like a pumpkin for them with this like a skull. So it's just like a Halloween kind of mishmash. Ooh. I do it all digitally first. So this one I had done the design digitally and then kind of put it out to the community, asking if anybody wanted it, and I would do it for a discount. So I had a couple takers, but Interfaith was the first one. So I told them I'd come out today and do it for them. But yeah, I do it digitally, then I load it into my VR headset, and then I come out here, sketch it out, and then from here, then I'll paint it.
You're telling me who you are and what you're doing here.
So my name is Rheazel. This is Dax and Annika, and we're painting a mural for Faded Blue. It is Denton, Texas Halloween themed. I came up with this. The original version, I think it was an 18 by 18 canvas. It was for Interfaith Ministries Lil D art show. And I just wanted to come up with something fun. And it's around fall, so I just wanted to include all our favorite things that we see around city during Halloween time. I brought over some prints to Faded Blue, asked him if he wanted to trade in some records. He did. And then a couple weeks later, I received the text and he's like, hey, I have this wall. I've been waiting 5 years for something to put on there, and this is the perfect piece, so we're doing it now. Our biggest cheerleaders.
Yeah, I can tell.
Dax did Sully and Mike, and then the Sasquatch and the Murder Rat.
Wow.
So,
Of course.
this is, I think, the 4th mural Annika has helped with. Dax, is it the 5th or 6th? Yeah, so getting to paint together like this, it's quality family time. When they pass by this, when they get older, I hope it's still here. They're like, oh, I got to help paint that. And I hope they remember now getting to paint together. And it's a big bonding thing for us.
So this is my busiest season. By far, Halloween is when stuff gets crazy. I mean, she knows, like, I get booked up real fast, and so like all of September is booked. Most of the beginning of October is booked already. But so I hail from Philadelphia. I've been in Texas for let's see, like coming up on 3 years in February. I am, not to get like too TMI, but I am a recovering addict and alcoholic that I've been sober for 10 years, clean for 5. I was homeless for a long time. So I came here and things have just gotten exponentially better being in Texas. Coming down here, I kind of turned my whole life around. And now I've been able to do art for the first time in a decade I went to school for art. I've been painting forever, but I just never did anything with it because I was kind of a mess. And now I get to actually kind of do it as like a side hustle right now. My other job being that I work at Anderson's Distillery. I'm their front of house manager. So I do that, and then I do this on the side, but it's starting to become where I'm kind of doing half and half, which has been nice. I always felt kind of like on the outside because I was an art kid. I went to like a very sports-centered high school. And unfortunately, with a lot of creatives and stuff like that, it's a lot of like psychedelics and drugs, and you start off smoking and the great gateway and all that stuff. And then I got into really bad stuff and became a heavy, ruthless addict for years. And it's just, I felt like it was making me more creative and like I could function more on it. And it was like how I found like my edge and stuff like that. And it's really not. It's a crutch you lean on, but it's like a cycle you get into where you're like, oh, I can't create without it. So now it becomes about that. And you just associate everything you do with the drug. And it's really just a bad cycle that you get into.
It's my zen. It's super relaxing. I just zone out. I can be out here for the whole day. And if it weren't for the heat, I'd have no problem. But you get absorbed in it and you forget everything else. And usually Dax and Annika help with the details. So this morning, Annika, she's been drawing all the creepy crawlies on here. There's ants, there's snakes, there's bugs, there's a leech, which is awesome. Spiders, she was trying to find bugs to find inspiration for.
It's nice to be off the electronics, but I like listening to like something in the background at least. Sure. Like I'm trying to like build like a waterproof like mini boat for our pool right now, and me and Annika are having a competition. So we got a hot glue gun and we're gonna make that.
And your creative juices are flowing. If you're so inclined to turn one of the ghosts and give them some cat ears, it will be really great.
Oh, I can do that.
Because you don't have office cat.
Okay, I'll throw some cat ears on. That's been awesome. Like, it's been such a like welcoming. People want to see you do well. They're super supportive. Like, Philly's just so cutthroat, and everybody there is like of the mindset that like if you got something, it's something they didn't get. So nobody really wants to like help you out. Here, it's like the complete opposite, where people are like, oh yeah, like here, if I can't do it, I have somebody else who can, or here's somebody else who like does this. And like, it's very, very supportive and like pushing people. And that's been like kind of awesome to be a part of. That's how I got a lot of the work that I got was through Denton Downtowners and friends recommending and people tagging me and things like that. And that's just been building up like more and more.
It is so unique. There's always quirky little things, like seeing Josh around. Whenever we'd hear a Josh sighting, we'd get excited and we'd be like, hey, Josh is over here, want to say hi and drop off some Girl Scout cookies. You know, there's local heroes. We love Price Master. He is hilarious, and where else other than Denton do you get an art scene that feeds that type of creativity?
It's really been about perspective and even education for people to see the infrastructure around them, to see the buildings or whatever's around in their community. I think it puts it in perspective, and they have this like amazing, wholesome feeling that they're like, that's my town.
Also a baker.
The baker maker.
I'm David.
David? I'm Daniel.
David.
He's our fearless leader, and I'm the assistant to the fearless leader.
Yeah. But we like to make stuff.
I had the courthouse ready to go.
Which was amazing. That was a whole So the idea was like the Beetlejuice attic diorama space, but Denton. And one of the big things about that was, getting it all together. There was no way I was going to do it by myself.
Yeah.
I talked to somebody. Turns out they knew him who had already designed it and already had some 3D prints of it, which was the biggest, that's the centerpiece of it.
No, it's going to be like, we went out and looked at the lawn where Tracy mapped out where the trees are, and we noticed around the base of the trees, there's mulch. And it's a circle, so we're trying to decide how big is the circle in relation. So now we're trying to decide what would be the best way. It's like we may just paint it,
right?
Because we have some, it's a mixture of coffee and tea leaves that we can put down, but we wouldn't be able to brush it off. So it's like she said, well, if you do a cutout, do some adhesive, stick it on there, and then carefully lift it off.
Don't film our
problem solver.
Our terrible issues. I'm gonna make an executive decision to cut into this. I'm gonna have to cut it though, okay? Yeah.
Further that way, because then I think it's just gonna really get congested.
We got a little inception going on here.
Trippy. Oh, is there gonna? Oh my god.
It's the
Of course.
exhibit.
How could you not?
So obviously we messed up on the scaling a little bit.
Well,
It's a detail on landscaping my house. I promise.
So we messed up on the scaling, obviously.
Yeah.
Just a little.
That's
awesome.
Oh, there's just all this stuff.
Sweet.
Wow.
Little collab.
Yeah.
The variance that you'll see between the modelers and the painters is pretty amazing. You have styled buildings that are grungy and kind of beaten down, and that's their flavor of art. And then you have others that are very intricate and detailed, and they need to be perfect. And you have others that are just I don't for my style, I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm just that's a color of paint. Let's go with that. It's really cool seeing all the different interpretations.
Yeah. Pretty much. I'm bored
We just need to have access to the USB connections. We're gonna have fog on the do that with the snips.
That was too precise.
I'm pretty good with kind of making some really solid joint decisions on how things go. And it's really kind of worked out wonderfully. Even this morning, we weren't sure if we could get it all in. And we're crap, what are we going to cut? That's terrible. You worked so hard, now we're going to cut your piece. But it looks like I'm not seeing anything being cut. We have the entire thing that we planned.
Yeah, everything worked out
going
great.
into place. It's working really well.
Well, I'm trying to get people.
Awesome. It's going well. It's going well. I'm gonna have a crash out here.
But for me, it's a good feeling to see it all come together. All this work in the past 6 weeks or 8 weeks.
Yeah, nuts.
It's been amazing. So, yep.
For me, it's just a great opportunity to display my art form, but also to build community with the other artists that we got together. We made friendships, we're gonna keep doing stuff now just because we had so much fun doing it together. And, continually add to the team or whatever, however it works out. Building for the community, showing off our art form, getting other people inspired into doing stuff like this, making miniature art of whatever form that takes them to,
I've been thinking about this a lot because there are two things I want to talk about, and they're both to me, really exciting, but it's about, honestly, why I think Denton Halloween is great and also what it proves about what our city can do right. So this is a really cool story to me, and I don't know if the camera can pin, but right there you see a building. That's the Pascal building. You see where the mural is? That mural, and on the side of the building was from an artist. I believe the person that did it was Dan Black. I've known Dan Black for a long time. He's a local muralist, super talented, super awesome. He did that, and there was a bitch fit at the city. How could you ruin a historic building? And the commission got involved. Everyone was all up in arms. How could you ruin that? And then you fast forward a few years later, they hired Dan Black to do their maze, and he was one of the main people responsible, local artists, for decorating. And what an interesting turn of events of, I think, what we can do right, rather than being antagonistic towards community members or local artists and makers, really bring them in and show to the rest of the country, the rest of the state, what is right about Denton. I think what it also shows about what our city is doing right is this is such an intricate, weird, odd, very Denton thing. You look at the, what's his name, Onion behind us, and again, this was just such a funny thing about Denton, where they asked us, what do you want to name him? And then they ignored what everyone wanted to name him, which was Onion. And then you had one of my personal favorite jokes, because what wound up happening was the city said, okay, we hear you, we're gonna name him Onion. Someone said this is the first time that the city of Denton has listened to the vote of the people. And that was in response to weed and Proposition B. I thought that was funny. But naming him Onion was peak classic Denton of what we're doing right, because when you look at the magnitude of what we are doing, if we can do something so nuanced, incredible, artistic like this, imagine what else we could do right. We could actually have effective city planning, quick road turnaround with construction. I mean, we could be creative with so many different things. This is proof that when we put our minds together and work together, we can get great things done as a city. But the other thing is what it really does mean for our city long-term, and the creativity that it can bring long-term. I've seen a lot of people on, especially Facebook, make complaints about, oh, this is so expensive, we're wasting all of our money, how could we be doing something like this? Why don't you care about this issue, that issue, this issue, that issue? I get that, and I relate to that, because that's my natural gut reaction too when I look at the money spent. But if you go back about a year ago, 9 months ago, and you watch a work session at the council where city staff presented the aftermath of Halloween Town and what it did for our city. You had so many people come into town to visit it. You saw a bunch of local businesses like Eastside and Oak Street report in numbers how much more money they made compared to the last October and the October before that. You see about sales tax revenue jumping in the city that month compared to other months. We have an option in this city. Things are getting more expensive. More people are moving here. We have more expenses as a city, so prices are going up. So we have got two choices on how to pay for them. Tax the hell out of people, which has been the inclination. The other way is increase sales tax revenue. If more people buy more things, that's more money going to the city. If we can get people to spend their money here and not somewhere else, that is less money that we are taxing people. I think this year is really going to be the test for Denton Halloween of, was last year a one-off, or is this something sustainable? Because the bigger and better we make this, the more money the city can receive to not only pay for this, but then to pay for the things that we do care about. We care about the unhoused in our community. We care about proper shelter. We care about what we were talking about before this, food deserts. We care about road construction. Do we want to fix those problems, and do we want to do it by taxing the shit out of people? Or do we want to do that the Denton way of being creative with how we are receiving money? When I ran for council, one of the things that wasn't just a quip, it was something I was passionate about was let's make Denton Denton. City staff are doing that. And I think we need to applaud them for what they're doing right. It is so easy right now to be negative. 65% of the residents are living paycheck to paycheck. Like I've said before, it's not a number, it's real people. We have a decision to make about our future. I feel really, really excited about that potential. And I know it's easy to be the naysayer in a situation like this, because that's fun to do. But Denton Halloween really is an example of how we can move forward and do better things as a city.
We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Remember this hat?
Well, why in the hell would I remember a hat?
You with a hat.
My name is Dr. Shaun Treat. I'm a former professor at the University of North Texas here in Denton. And I love history, and I spent a lot of time in the archives. Well, as a matter of fact, I'm going to tell you a story about John Denton here. John Denton, who apparently was kind of a hot-headed fellow, he called for a charge. And so he and his horse exited the timber, and as he was raising his rifle to fire on the oncoming braves, he himself was killed on the spot and shot out of the saddle. His partner, Stout, Henry Stout was his name, grabbed him and drug him as the firefight ensued. And what happened was the men wound up dragging Denton's body away on retreat and burying him beside a creek at nightfall. They promised that they would come back and retrieve his body when things cooled down. Spoiler alert, things did not cool down. Welcome to Denton, Texas!
Welcome to Denton, Texas!
When the sun goes down,
When the sun goes down,
it becomes Halloween Town!
it becomes Halloween Town!
You know, I've heard a rumor that Onion, we all know Onion, has been wanting to create and run for the position of Denton's nightmare. And you know what they say about rumors and all, but I just want to make it known that Onion is not the only friendly creature here in Denton. There's more. And to that end, I would love to highlight the amazing volunteers and employees at the city who make Denton Halloween come to life. So please enjoy this next segment and consider voting for me for Denton Nightmare.
There's one magical, haunted evening each year.
We're in the process of getting set up for Halloween, and right now we're in the Sunken Garden in the middle of City Hall, and this is the second annual Scary Cherry Orchard. It's really a nod to the original cherry orchard that went away about 2 years ago, and we're like, hey, let's bring it back, let's make it scary. So we really reached out to the community to decorate a chair. So find your own type of chair, big, small, broken, not broken, you know, ornate, plain, and paint it up and decorate it however you want. This is a really cool way to get the community to come together. Last year we had 140 chairs. This year we have 175 chairs, and they'll be ready to roll this weekend and definitely October 1st.
They might put sharp or hard objects in candy and apples.
Initially last year when we started brainstorming Halloween, we pulled together a focus group of about 50 people, and they were business members of the downtown, event planners, local leaders, and said, hey, how about if we lean into Halloween like Grapevine leans into Christmas? And they thought it was a great idea and said, well, here's our plan. Here's what we'd like to do. We'd like to have placemaking, programming, and promotion, or the 3 Ps of Halloween is how we started it. And the city would take on the marketing from a 30,000 foot level to bring people here. We would create placemaking or unique spaces, experiences for people in the downtown and the community. And then the businesses would lean into it with programs, whether it's a special event, a special menu, special drinks, whatever it is, and decorate their establishment. So we're all leaning into it. So last year, first year, we didn't know what to expect. We went back after the year was over.
A manager must have accurate data.
And worked with our finance department, and they had a consultant look at the sales tax and the mixed beverage tax revenue that was collected last year. And based on their estimation, they figured that we, the city, collected about $210,000
39.6%
in taxes. Now, if you reverse engineer that, that is roughly about $15 million in sales.
Normally on a Friday night, we'll have a good like 50 to 100 people, but with the events and the Halloween stuff happening on the square more throughout this month, we have definitely seen a much larger impact in our foot traffic. We've gotten upwards of like 200 to 400, I would like to say, 204 people in a night, and we see that reflected in our transactions as well.
All right, so traffic's been incredible. We have stayed open later to accommodate the rise in traffic, especially after dark. And the first Saturday of the month, we beat any previous traffic that we had had during any previous weekend or day that the CoLab's been in existence. And we are on track to do that again this Saturday, and I expect every Saturday in October.
Putting money into our community. So our operating budget was about $165,000. So if you look at it from a net revenue standpoint from the event based on sales tax and what we spent, that doesn't include staff time, we profited from it. But ultimately the goal is to help the city businesses prosper. This is the guy right here that's orchestrating everything. So why don't we get a microphone on him?
Absolutely not. I'm just going to make sure you're good.
The lights, I was going to start working on those tomorrow. Craig is the man behind the curtains. He's helped, like everything that we use and cut from our CNC machine, like every headstone he put into the CNC machine and cut. Then we had volunteers paint them. We have Garden of Villains, which Rose Costume helped create the costumes for us. It's just everyone leaning into it, taking their creativity and contributing to the event. You want to be on film?
Oh, sure. I start this area right up under here. I want the green paint to stick a little bit. It's purple siding foam or insulation foam that you would build a house with. And anyway, do this, and then I come back and I just spray it with water and let it run. And then I spray it all the way down, because I don't want these lines. It looks too contrived. I want it to look like moss has been growing on this thing for 100 years. Halloween's always been a time of make-believe. You get to dress up as somebody you're not. You get to pretend sometimes to be afraid. It's wonderful with small children, taking them around and seeing all the imagination. And that's what Halloween is. It's about imagination. I don't associate it with anything negative. I guess you can make anything what you want it. Halloween to me is about fun, imagination, creativity. Look at what people do in their yards, just for the sake of fun. And tickling their imagination. That's it.
And actually David Baker, our local artist, said, hey David, can you help paint this? Because we wanted to bring it down here last Scary Cherry Orchard last year. And he threw some Halloween colors on it, decorated it, and boom, we got something going right there. So it just takes some ideas, some people with talent and creative minds, innovation, and things start coming together. Sometimes they fall into place quickly, sometimes they evolve over time, and we just keep looking at it and figure out how we can make it better.
You know, 2 weeks in, hey David, we need a giant chair painted, and I was like, okay, this isn't going to be a normal job, you know. And like all of the Halloween merch, a lot of the advertising signage. I did the Denton monster art installation on the square. Onion, our favorite, made him. So this is the maze. We're doing a big free activity for all ages. I think it's going to be open kind of morning to night. But inside, it's decorated by, or built by local creatives, decorated by local artists. This is something I painted here. Up top, local artist Dan Black, who's done a lot of the murals around town, we brought him on to do a bunch of kind of experiential placemaking stuff. And so he's painting this mouth. There's going to be a mad scientist head on top. I'll give you a little sneak peek of that. He's built out all sorts of really cool art installations and stuff. So he built that giant mouse back there. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, Halloween is just like already kind of a fun, weird, like kind of esoteric holiday. The weirder, the better, especially in Denton. I think it's really cool that I get to really do a lot of like variety of work, but there's just so many really cool and very talented creative people in this community that make Denton the cool and amazing place that it is. And I think that Denton Halloween should be representative of that. And the city really does a great job of tapping into the creative community. And it's such an honor to be able to be kind of like, to orchestrate that to some level of getting as many creatives on board as I can.
Onion! Onion! Say bye-bye. Say bye, Onion. Bye. She's like, huh?
When somebody donates food or walk past here, I will give them a sticker. We have rainbow and high five and heart and flower and butterfly and even these.
You got a butterfly too? You were just talking about a butterfly. Oh, it fell on the ground.
All right. Hi, my name is Randy Skinner. I serve on the board of Friends with Benefits, and we are the most fun charity in Denton, and our whole thing is to throw events for other charities. And Onion, of course, became a Denton icon within, I think, like 24 hours of getting put up. And so everybody was like, hey, we need to do a food drive for Onion. We need to. So tell us what we are doing the food drive for.
Well, I'm Cassandra Berry, and I'm with the Marketing and Development team at Denton County Friends of the Family, and we are hosting our annual Thanksgiving drive where we collect food items for our clients so that they can have a delicious Thanksgiving dinner.
Onion.
When you look at him, just look at him. I was like, you know, it's like purple, which is a color for Denton County Friends of the Family and domestic violence awareness, for one thing.
Bonus.
It's bonus. And then when you look at him like he's looking over, you know, watching over the community, you know, that's what we do with our agency. That's what Friends with Benefits does. And so his physique, his look, and him being fed into that then feeds others. I mean, can it get any better than that, Randy? On behalf of Denton County Friends of the Family, we are so appreciative because we take these things for granted, those of us who are not in these victim situations. And so to be able to help someone who may not have otherwise been able to do that because of their circumstances is we're beyond grateful. It's such a blessing.
Sorry, I am not fit. This is only my third on.
Thank
you so much. It's for Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Tell them it's for Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Well, guess what? This organization saved me and my kids. I know all about y'all.
Love to hear that. And I do therapy through y'all. So.
Yep. Y'all have a good one.
That's awesome, y'all. You're watching Lil D TV. We'll be right back.
Hi guys, I'm Megan. I'm going to be the new hat shaper and customizer here at Mallouf's. Being established in 2022, we really want to pay honor to all of the other hat companies that came before us in Denton. We have hats of all different ranges and styles. We have Stetsons, we have fedoras, we have Charlie One horses, and so many more. We are located off of Elm Street, and our hours are 11 to 5 Monday through Friday and 11 to 2 on Saturdays.
What I do know is that one of the owners, people recommended, oh, you got to talk to Jimmy. You got to talk to Jimmy. So one of the late night closing managers for a long time came on the tour. When I talked about the fires, he just went as white as a sheet. And that's when I knew something was up. But he said the office was upstairs where the Pascal bar is now. And he said, so it was just common practice for him to be up there 3 o'clock, sometimes 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. But he said one night he heard someone coming up the stairs. And he says, God damn it, identify yourself or I'm gonna shoot you. He said he pulled open the drawer that he keeps his pistol in. He grabbed the pistol and he said when he looked up at the entrance to the office in the corner was a figure squatted down with their head in their hand. What happened was the hands fell, the face looked up.
That one is unique and quirky and doesn't exactly, well, fit into a box. And neither does our last segment. So please enjoy some choice selections of some very Denton Halloween happenings.
Welcome to our Movie Time Super Critic We Definitely Know What We're Doing show. I'm Julie and this is Sandwich. We are like the Siskel and Ebert of Felt.
Yeah, except you're not dead.
Today we are going to be reviewing Five Nights at Freddy's, a horror movie based on a terrifying jump scare game.
Don't pretend like you know anything about that game. You freaked out and had to stop 30 seconds and trying to play with your kid.
Oh, true. Anyways, it takes place in a showbiz Chuck E. Cheese style animatronic-infused pizzeria.
Remember that time you finally got invited to the popular kids' party and then sat in something wet and everyone thought you peed your pants?
Thanks, Sandwich.
We all know you didn't sit in anything wet. You peed your pants.
What are your thoughts on the movie?
Well, I thought it was pretty great that they gave so much autonomy to the animatronic puppets. No hands making them do whatever the hands want them to do. Complete freedom. I do feel bad for those poor kids, though.
Yeah, those poor souls.
Julie?
Yes, Sandwich?
Do I have a soul?
Huh, I don't know. So anyways, Five Nights at Freddy's starts off with this little girl and her brother. Her brother's a security guard and he gets in a lot of trouble because he punches a guy thinking he's kidnapping a kid. It wasn't kidnapping a kid, so that's how it starts. And then he tries to get a job and so there's this guy and he has like a and this guy says, I'll give you a job, but you know where it's not. And the guy's like, I don't want to.
Is it possible? Would you do such a thing? For me?
No, he didn't murder the little brother.
That's okay. You don't have to admit it. I saw the movie. Thank you.
Okay, well, do you want to just give it the final rating?
I give it 1 hand up. It was just scary enough for me to appreciate not having animatronics trying to murder me.
I agree, Sandwich.
Want to try playing the game again?
Hell no.
I say, he's gonna throw you in a bit of fire! You can escape that penalty of eternal. You better love him around. The incredible love of God. When you steal, when you lie, when you say God's name, it is God you. This is why the gospel is called good news.
And things that creep around on the ground, and they say the ghost of evolution's glad. Guess that? You dropped something, sir. You dropped some litter. Good Christian man, you dropped some litter.
In Christ Jesus, believing in who he claimed to be and what he's done in his death and resurrection.
And he pulled a bow across the string and it made an evil hiss. Then a band of demons joined in and it sounded something like this.
Well, we're part of a Providence Chapel. The church that we attend meets on the campus at UNT. And we're out here because people need Christ. God is glorified when Christ is proclaimed in the public places.
Faith and trust in what God has done to save me from my sins.
We're obviously not out to harm anybody. There's really only one whom we should fear, and that's the fear of the Lord. Fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Fear of the Lord is defined in the book of Proverbs in the Old Testament. It says the fear of the Lord is to hate evil. Pride and arrogance, the evil way, and the perverse mouth I hate, says the Lord. So again, we're not trying to intimidate anybody or scare anybody, but we're out with a wonderful but yet a solemn gospel message from Him.
I used to be one of these people. I didn't go as far as getting on a street corner, but I went door to door with my wife back in 19... We also taught Sunday school in the church. It was in Irving. I won't say any more about which church. We were deeply involved. We were deep in the church. I would say that I was a Christian, but then you get Christians say, well, you never were because you didn't have strong enough faith, or you whatever. They judge me, not have ever known me, that you were never a Christian. So, anyway, what was your question?
Some of us come out every Saturday night. So this just happens to be a Saturday night, and there's more of us from our church than usual. In fact, I'm not out here real consistently, but I and some of the other brothers from our church came out because we anticipated a lot more people than are normally here on a typical Saturday evening.
Christ Jesus
says, if you don't love me back, I'm going to throw you in a pit of fire. You better love me, boy. You better love me. Even though there's other gods and other saviors, you better love me or I'm going to throw you in a pit of fire. I love the idea of preaching love, of treating each other, treating other people as you would have them, as if you would have them treat you. That's called empathy. Fun fact, Charlie Kirk said empathy was bad and it causes harm. So I don't know who to believe anymore. I'm being sarcastic. These people preach empathy. They preach Jesus' unconditional love, or God's unconditional love, because God and Jesus are one and the same, allegedly. Well, if it's unconditional, why does God put conditions on it? Because the consequence of not loving him back is eternal damnation. So I call it extortion. I don't call it unconditional,
Well, he obviously just has a real bitter spirit toward God, and has just drifted into atheism and blasphemy and the signs and so forth. But people push back because they're just set in their own ways. They're just living life. They seem to be getting along fine without God. They don't really want to think about eternity and the fact that we're going to die and stand before God. So we're out here just to impress that upon some people, realizing only the Holy Spirit of God can actually apprehend a person and cause them to begin to want to think and talk about these things.
So anyway, that's the way I see it, but they see it otherwise, and I try and let people know that this is how I see it, and let people decide, just like Charlie Kirk would do.
I don't know why we come here every year. The guy was obviously a piece of garbage. Look at him, sitting there, all dirty and shit. He could use a spit shine, maybe.
Oh, Johnny, stop it. You're being awful. After all, it is only one day out of the year.
You still don't like this place, do you?
Stop it, Johnny. I won't stand for it.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Stop!
There goes one now. Oh, no!
I'm so sorry, sir. My brother, he's just silly and
Do you need extra beans? We got all kinds of beans. We got baked beans. We got Frisco beans. We got lima beans. We got all kinds of extra beans. We got beans. We got silver beans. We got all kinds of beans. We got extra beans.
No!
Johnny!
We can both be Bean Boys! Take these away from me!
So many beans!
Take these away from me! You want some beans?
911, America's #1 provider of emergency services. And now, beans! Take these beans!
Para obtener más información sobre los frijoles en español, presione 2.
Oh my god, what are those things? Is this your house? What do they want from us? Why do they want to give us beans? Why?
It's too many beans.
Okay, you're completely useless.
The president has released a statement saying that the Beans Boys have bust our bits. Now, what does this mean? Well, I'm told it means that we should barricade our wives and feed our doors. Now, in the meantime, what makes that easier is a nice, nutritious snack.
Oh my god, they got the newsman!
Timothy, come over here and get some of this. I know you're watching. Come on.
Beans! Beans! Beans!
Oh no. No. No! I'm allergic! I don't even like beans! No! No! No!
Who's a bean boy? Who's a big bean boy?
Go. Alright. Cut. I'm gonna have a dream for this.
been Lil D TV, and I've been your host, Al Investigator, your friendly neighborhood demon and the person you should vote for Nightmare. And don't forget to follow Lil D TV on all the social medias, and you can follow me, Alan V. Gator, on Instagram. And don't forget, October is only halfway over. There is still so much you can do, so you better get out there and do it. This is not legally a threat. Anyways, we look forward to seeing you next month. Get out there, enjoy all of Denton's offerings. Hello, my friend. And we will see you next month. Like, see what I mean? Like, Onion doesn't even talk. How can you expect someone to represent you who can't even talk? And also, Onion's only here for what, 2 months out of the year? I'm here year round. Like, how can Onion be Nightmare if Onion's not even here? The whole point of the Nightmare position is to represent the people during the night hours. So I don't understand why Onion's even creating and running for this position if Onion can't even fulfill the position. I'm actually here. I'm your friendly neighborhood demon. Onion's just the purple monster who's here for what, October and part of November and a little bit of September? What's the point? Why is this even a competition? You should vote for me.